I feel it's my responsibility to make our community stronger, together. Welcome to Bridging Africans and Black Americans. Hello, what's going on? My name is Antoinette Cisse. I've decided to do my part in bridging the African community closer with the African American community. This is only right. I identify as a member of both communities. The ultimate goal of bridging Africans and Black Americans is to create free programs that bring the two communities together, that allow us to work together and play together. Before these free programs, though, I want to learn what's prevented us from doing this in the past. To learn more about this disconnect, I've decided to interview 50 generational Black Americans and 50 Africans. In these interviews, we'll talk about our differences, our commonalities, and what we can do in the future to bridge Africans and Black Americans together closer. Check out this interview. We want to learn about Antoinette Cisse. Tell our audience who you are.
My name is Antoinette Cisse. I am a native of New Haven, Connecticut. I am married to a native African from Guinea. And we have a son that is 5 years old. So I'm very passionate about this.
Love
Happy
it.
to be here.
Love it. It's my nephew. Tell us about your lineage.
Okay. I am of mixed ethnicity, but I identify as a Black woman. My mother's family is from Panama, but they too are brown like me. And my father is African American, and his family has been here in the United States for centuries.
Centuries. Okay. Well, you qualify because that's the lucky number. All right. So, what are your first memories of immigrant Africans?
My first memory of I remember as a child not being able to distinguish the difference, because my family, I have people in my family with accents that are brown, and of course met tons of kids in my elementary school experience that also were brown with accents, so it didn't occur to me that they may be from Africa. But I'll say in high school I started to realize that there was a huge difference.
That's interesting. So, for some time, you didn't know there was a difference.
No.
I love that. And you said there were people in your family with accents. What kind of accents? Could you describe it?
Absolutely. My mother's family is from Panama. My mother is actually a first generation American, so she's the first person in our family that was born in the United States. My grandmother, for as long as I can remember, has always had a thick Spanish accent, because that's the native language of Panama. So it never occurred to me that, I just thought we all came in different flavors, so to speak. But it never occurred to me that there was a difference.
That's amazing. So, when did the light bulb switch, or when did the switch turn on? What, kind of, how were you? When did you start seeing the difference?
I would say in high school, there were quite a few girls that were from natives from Africa, and they in trying to get to know them, I realized that there was a huge distinction in their culture. And even one of my younger siblings had befriended quite a few, and realized that there were certain things that they weren't allowed to do, when interacting with us, because culturally they weren't acceptable. Or so we were able to learn a lot from each other at that time. But that's the first time I realized that there was a huge difference.